What's going on, guys? Spencer here with HM Massage. Today we're going to be talking about how to massage skinny or very thin clients. When doing my research, I found only one other video on how to massage very thin clients, and that was interesting to me because I believe that massaging a very thin person is one of the harder massages to do. So I wanted to give you guys a few tips and tricks on how to massage this type of clientele. Of course, just because I'm talking about how to massage this type of clientele in a therapeutic, goal-based setting does not mean I'm saying we do not want to massage this clientele. Every person should feel comfortable in their own skin, and everybody benefits from massage therapy, so you should absolutely go get a massage no matter what you look like or what type of body you have. But there are a few things to keep in mind when you have a very underweight client. So first and foremost, you want to raise the table. Generally, the thinner client is going to be just that, thin. And so in order to avoid leaning over too much and putting extra strain on the lower back, you want to raise up your table a couple of knobs, or even better, have a hydraulic table. This will still allow you to maintain good body posture and mechanics while you do the massage. Secondly, you're going to want to really know your endangerment areas, especially around lymph nodes, arteries, and veins. A very underweight or skinny client is not going to have a lot of tissues protecting these endangerment areas, so you have to be careful to avoid those so you don't do any damage and hurt the person. I also find myself that trigger point or focus work is extremely helpful in these type of massages. When a client is very thin or underweight, they don't have a lot of muscle to work with, meaning you can quickly go over a muscle that's only that big by doing these long flowing strokes, and you'll quickly run out of material or strokes to do. This is where I find finding tight fibers and just sitting on them with a more trigger point approach can really help to lengthen out that massage and reduce the tension in their muscles. And stack your joints when doing the trigger point work. You never want to just stick a thumb into somebody's muscle. Instead, use finger knuckles, stack your joints, or get into a forearm or elbow. And that is important because generally, from what I found, very thin, skinny clients want the deepest tissue. That is why I think that these type of massages are the hardest, because number one, bone on bone never feels good. And so as we're working this type of client with not much adipose tissue, we're going to be hitting a lot of their bones. But I think furthermore is when these clients want really deep tissue, us as therapists, or a lot of therapists, kind of get worried about going super deep on this very skinny person. That was totally my mindset when I first started. I would have these very thin clients that wanted extremely deep tissue, my full elbow. And as a therapist, you're not only feeling as you pop over each of their ribs, but you're also feeling these arteries and these veins right underneath the skin. So knowing that you're so close to these very important body parts kind of makes you second guess your pressure, and you don't want to go as deep because we feel like we're going to break them. You're not going to break them. That's one thing I quickly learned, was that I did eventually give these thinner clients my deepest tissue, and they loved it. But I do think a big part of it is the mentality that we're going to break them in half. And it can also be very difficult to go deep on these clients. If a client wants very deep tissue on their rhomboids in between the scapula and the shoulder blade, and they only have this much space in between their muscles or their bones, then someone like me who has Popeye forearms cannot fit their forearm into that space. And I'm so reliant on my forearm and elbow to get very deep tissue that when I have to take those away, it makes me rely on my fingers and knuckles. So that's all why going slow and trigger point work can really help with this type of massage. And just like any field, you'll have some people who have a harder time working on this type of clientele, and other therapists who love this type of clientele. Because as you're working on this person, you don't always have to go as deep. Sometimes you can get away with going softer or lighter, and the person will love that. And also, working their musculature can be very interesting because they don't have any fat, so you can really see the insertions, the attachments, and the muscle bellies. So it's kind of like working on an anatomy chart, which is really cool. So just like any other massage, there are pros and cons to both sides. But massage therapy is going to continue to benefit this clientele just like any other clientele. So it's very important for them to get into the room, get on the table, and get that extremely important body work done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. I will see you guys on the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day.